Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Phil from Zaid Comics. Thanks for tuning in. It is Wednesday night, and that means another interview with an awesome creator who's bringing a new comic to Indiegogo. We've had this guy on the show before, and this is his second book that he is putting out. We're going to be looking at Tilt 2, and we are joined today by Doc Hog. What's up, brother? Thanks for coming on.
Not a lot is up. How are you doing?
Good, man. I'm really busy. We were talking a little before the show, just lots of work and getting comics rolling. We have the Lost Pages is going to be here at the studio on Monday. So all the books will be starting to ship them out next week.
I'm looking
Super
forward
excited.
to it.
Yeah, man. I can't wait for people to start reading them. It's been a long journey. And I mean, this is your second project, and Lost Pages is my second project as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about that today and kind of like the differences between campaigns because, even though we've been, a lot of us have been crowdfunding or been following the crowdfunding scene for a while,
Mm-hmm.
not many of us are onto our second books yet,
Yeah.
You're one of the guys that is pumping them out and already had plans for this and is putting it out. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. And say hi to Joseph Eppolito in the chat. What's up, brother? Joseph, you got to email me your address so I could send you your art that you bought from the auction. Thank you for purchasing that. We got El Gargoyle in the chat. What's up,
Hey.
man? He spelled my name correctly right there. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that.
Hail Joseph. Hail Gargoyle.
Yeah,
How are you?
yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna share your screen here, and we'll take a look at tilts. I want to hear before we get into kind of talking about the process and stuff. What is tilt as a intellectual property, and what are we gonna see in part two?
Absolutely. Well, part one was Superheroes Meet the Sopranos. Part two is Superheroes Meet the Sopranos, and the Sopranos get whacked. The story here is that the main character, Jennifer Poehler, her dad, Larry, is murdered by mobsters, and now the mobsters are out to get her. And in the afterlife, Larry begs a spirit to give his daughter some sort of power so that she can protect herself, and he agrees and gives her the power to make the kings, queens, and jacks in a deck of cards come alive. But the price of that power is she has to use it to eliminate the mobsters who murdered her dad, and she just gets that going toward the end of issue 1. In issue 2, we're continuing with that. And it's really going to be time for the mobsters to face the music. If you let me scroll down here real quick. This is the cover to the standard cover for Tilt 2.
Beautiful. I love that.
This is based on this is taken from the scene in Steven Seagal movie Under Siege, where Erica Laniak pops out of the cake, and that is with the head mobster Johnny Ricca's having a birthday party. Jennifer kidnaps the stripper who's supposed to with the help of the jacks and the kings and so forth. Kidnaps the stripper who's supposed to jump out of the cake, and Jennifer places herself in there, jumps out of the cake, and then throws the cards out, and it's game on. And however, that's not the entire part 2. She, as I've said before, her weaknesses are that she's somewhat impulsive and somewhat reckless, and that is going to have consequences for her at the end of issue 2 that will lead into issue 3, which is going to be the final issue in this story arc. What are those consequences going to be? Well, you'll have to purchase the book to find out. But that's where issue 2 is headed, and we got lots of great perks. The top one is you can buy both covers, and or you can get a digital copy as well. A lot of people overseas seem to appreciate that. Or if you just want one copy, you can get the standard cover or the variant cover.
Yeah, the variant cover. Vic King, right?
Yeah, Vic King drew it, and Rosetta Allen did the coloring. And what's going on here is the two mob hitmen are firing at Jennifer. This is Jennifer's dad, Larry, trying to protect her, arms out. And
Hmm.
the one thing we did here is we made one of the mob hitmen look like the spirit that gave Jennifer the power. The idea being that is this power, does it really protect Jennifer, or does it put her in more danger? There's some ambivalence or confusion, and that's why that one mob hitman there on the left is designed that way. We also have pinups for sale as well. You get two pinups this time. The first one was drawn by Lakem Amir. And Jiggities has a double meaning here. If you play poker, you eventually learn that jiggity is a slang for a pair of jacks. The other meaning here is that, well, it's a play on Glenn from Family Guy, giggity. Since all the jacks are kind of staring at Jennifer here, jiggities.
Yeah.
And then the other one here is what I like to call Jennifer with junk in the trunk. This was drawn by Arch Sider, and
Great
this
artist.
is also,
I love the way he does these pinups, and like as soon as you look at this, you're like, oh yeah, it's Arch Sider. Like he has that style and
yes.
his coloring as well. The skin shine, he just rocks with that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, and yeah, well, he did fan art for me last time that I liked so much. I said, let's make this part of the stretch goal, and he really we agreed on a price, and this time I'm like, let's make it part of the part of the actual perks this time.
Yeah.
Sure. We also have another deck of cards. This is what's going to be on the back of the deck of cards. This was also drawn by Vic King and colored by Rosetta Allen. My colorist Lenore King did the graphics here. And also we're going to have custom kings, queens, and jacks this time. And I can scroll down here and show you those. These are the jacks that were drawn by Jeff Craven. He did my variant cover last time. You've got the
Nice.
Jack of Clubs, Jack of Diamonds, Jack of Hearts, and Jack of Spades. And just so you know, these weapons that the Jack of Diamonds, well, I'll back up real quick. If you ever look at a deck of cards and really look at the weapons they're holding, two of the jacks, the diamonds and the spades, it's not really clear what kind of weapons they're holding. They're holding some little things that look like flowers almost. And so I just kind of took it upon myself to come up with weapons for those two that I thought were pretty awesome. These are called commas, the blades kind of connected to this big long stick.
Okay.
And then these are called siccas, these curved swords here. So I thought those were pretty cool and can do a lot of damage as well. And then you've got the queens that were drawn by Lenore King, the Queen of Clubs, Queen of Diamonds, Queen of Hearts, and Queen of Spades. I can't remember. Well, I don't think we designed. I don't remember exactly who we like the Queen of Diamonds, who her outfit was modeled after. But I think I just said put her in a short skirt kind of thing. But I do know the Queen of Spades. We modeled that a little bit after the old Black Widow costume. Just turned it white. So
that's cool.
And then we have the Kings by Lakem Amir, the King of Hearts, the King of Spades, the King of Diamonds, and he's currently working on the King of Clubs. That should be here probably next week. And if you back the book, you will get to see that art first. I always try to make it a point when I have art. Art gets completed, I try to show it to my backers first. Another day or two, I'm going to be sharing some pages with my backers, and then put them on the campaign page as well, because it's really really past time to start getting some pages on there for potential backers to see. Yeah. And let's see what else. This is if we. we hit our first stretch goal at 6,000. My funding goal is $4,000. The first stretch goal is 6,000, and this is you're going to get these 2 pinups if we hit the $6,000 stretch goal. It's basically all the queens that are on the cards plus a bonus Jennifer here. That was done by my colorist Lenore King, and then the Virgin version of the standard cover. One other thing that I'm offering as an add-on is if you don't want your the pinups coming as well, pinups, i.e. folded, you'd rather have them as posters. There's a limited number of posters that you can get. There's a limited number of those perks. You can get everything as a poster, every pinup as a poster that is going to be available for the Tilt 2 campaign, plus the 3 posters or what were actually pinups that were available for
Tilt 1, right?
Yes. And I'm basically it's the one that Lenore did. I'm down to about the last 10. So that's why I had to limit the number of this add-on. Sure. But no, they will be put in a nice plastic sleeve. I'll put a backing board in there and everything so that you will get these without a bunch of creases and folds. So if you'd rather have posters instead of pinups, then that is an option as well.
That's good to know. We got I think this is Shane in the chat. He says, Doc's been grinding and deserves the book and all the success. Hell yeah, man. Yeah,
well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, man. I love that you're going through, and this is a series. This is the second installment. I wanted to talk about that, kind of like how is it coming off the first campaign, and was there certain things you had to do to prepare for the second one? Of course, trying to grab that same audience you had for the first one. I'm sure you did like updates from the first one, telling people about this one. How has that been going forward, and now here you are with that?
I think that if to be completely honest, Phil, I think I was a tad overconfident because the first one was a success, and I don't think I looking back, I could have used my time between the two a little better. And I think the most obvious part of that is that I don't yet have a video up here, and which I'm hoping to have finished in a day or two. I was a little overconfident. I mean, I've got the campaign, I've got the book pretty much where I want it to be, so that if I hit my funding goal, I will have it'll be ready to ship within about a month. But I just, there were things that I wish, I'd spent a little more time on. And so I think, there was just a little bit of overconfidence, and but it's just something you learn. I mean, you make mistakes on your first campaign, you're going to make some mistakes going into your second campaign. And it wasn't like I was just, completely overconfident. It was just, a few things that I wish I'd had, finished a little bit sooner, and had maybe managed my time a little bit better the second time around.
For sure, yeah, I could totally understand like getting off of that successful campaign, and now it's like, okay, we got to do this next one, and spending a lot of time on the book, and then it's like, oh, okay, we got to get into crowdfunding mode again, right? Doing these projects is, even on your downtime between books, you're still working on stuff. So not a lot of people know that because they don't see that up front. They just see the campaigning. But yeah, Tilt 2 is it looks awesome. I love the covers you have here, and really excited. Everybody should definitely check it out. That's in the chat right now. Check this out, and let's get this book funded, because I'm guessing, have more stories in this universe you want to tell, correct?
Yeah. There is. For example, there's a couple of different ways to get drawn into issue 3. One of them is already taken, and that's Be the Spirit of Chaos. And that one, was actually I have two in here. This being one of them that I thought was ideal for female fans to get drawn into the book, and this one was taken by a female, and
Nice.
you'll get drawn into the book, and this one is going to lead into issue 4. I'm not going to reveal too much about issue 4 at this point, other than I want I want how should I put this? I want I'm trying to think how I'm going to put this.
You want the person to have huge breasts.
Yeah, well, but when do you not want that? No, it's going to move into issue 4, and the Spirit of Chaos on the very final page of issue 3 it'll be pretty clear what's going to be coming in issue 4 and into the next story arc. I think that the story arc after that is going to not the second one, but the third one will somehow involve tarot cards, and
Cool.
haven't really worked that out yet, but that's still a ways down the line. So yeah, there's going to be I'm hoping at least 3 story arcs to this before I get bored and want to move on to a different project. But it's definitely something that I hope I can get a couple of story arcs out of, because I think there's a number of good stories to tell here. So
for sure. And we got Kino Subway, aka Chris Evans, in the chat, who is a man that loves being drawn into books. He always, a lot of the times, if there's a tier on a campaign that he could get to be drawn in, he's in the Lost pages. So
yeah.
Tier, so.
Well, Kino, I think I'm going to be on his show on Monday or Friday morning, but
nice. Yeah.
You can play a hand of cards with Jennifer, and then later you'll get whacked. You'll be a kind of a low-level mob thug. There's also, you can be a thug and give up information. Basically, this one is going to be where you are a thug and you are a friend of the thug who attacks Jennifer, and you're kind of egging your friend on, and then Jennifer will grab one of the cards. The Jack will save her, and then both of them are going to get their get their comeuppance. But this particular thug will give up some information to Jennifer that she needs to keep the story moving in part 3. And then the last one that's available is, again, this one's ideal for a female fan. Be a mob hitman's friend or girlfriend. Give up info to Jennifer as well. But this one you might survive. You might be a little worse for wear. You might have lost a finger or two, but that's about it. And all of the ones where you get drawn in, you will come with will of course come with the 2 books with standard and variant cover, a digital copy, the pinups, and the deck of cards as well. So nice. All of that will be included. And then I do have original art for sale as well. The both the inks and the colors of the variant cover, the inks and the colors of the back of the deck of cards. And what else? Yes, the virgin version of the that is the reissue for number 1, the reissue cover for number 1. So that is also available as original art. And again, all of those will come with the same perks: the books, the digital copy, all that stuff. So
nice. That's a good deal right there. I dig it. I love prints and posters, stuff like that, especially. From a creator standpoint, I know how awesome it is to see artists draw characters you've come up with. Mm-hmm. So I always like getting a few different artists to do that, and it's great to see Vic on here so much, because I've known Vic for a while. He's been doing art and CG for a while as well, and that's good that he's got a cover. That's so cool. That's gonna be fun. What are some cool ways? Because I know in Tilt 1 there's a lot of cool ways that Jennifer used the cards. I remember you showed some. I don't remember if it was early stuff from this or it was in Tilt One, but they had the pocket rockets. I
Mm-hmm.
thought that
Mm-hmm.
was pretty cool. What are some ways we're going to see the cards used in this?
Yeah, the main one in this is going to be she's going to be using the deuces,
Oh,
and it is going to be when Johnny Ricca is about to shoot her. Johnny Ricca is a major germaphobe, and I will leave it to your
oh
imagination
my
as to how
God!
she's going to use the deuces. So
Uh, you guys are going to have to get the book to see that.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, so yeah, that's going to be the main way that she'll use the cards this time, and yeah, there will be going to be using it again in issue 3. So
Very, very cool. Yeah, yeah, and that's what I like about this. Not if the people in the audience didn't get the first one, you can be really creative with the stuff you do with the deck of cards she has. Whether it's calling upon the court, the kings and jacks and stuff to help her fight, or like the pocket rockets, the shooting out that really cool like rocket launcher. I thought that was
hmm
pretty awesome.
yeah,
So this,
it's basically anything that's related to any of the non-face cards, anything that's related to that card. She thinks about it and can throw it out, and the card can get used. So. Um,
yeah, that's super creative, and you have this mob story going on in the background as well. Do you think for this series is there a definitive end to it, or are there going to be new enemies we're going to see? What are your
Well,
future?
I can't. I will say this: most of the mobsters are going to get killed, except for one of the hitmen,
Mhm.
and then he is going to. Gosh, try not to give away too much here.
Don't give away too much.
No, he's going to play. We'll just say he's going to play a very key role in the second story arc, and it's. I will say it is Jack Tessio. He is. He was passed over. He wanted to become a made man. He got passed over last time, and so he's now trying to use Jennifer
Yeah,
against the higher up so that he can create space above him, and his ambition is not going to leave him. So that'll have something to do with the second story arc.
for sure. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to see some more pages of the book. That's going to be good. And who's doing the colors for the interiors?
The interiors, the inks are being pencil and inks are being done by Marcos Lima again, and
Nice.
the interior colors are being done by Lenore King.
Oh, sweet. Keeping it
And then
from the first one.
yeah, and letters are being done by D. Jason Meadows,
Awesome. Awesome.
same guy that gives us Tales from Nerosville.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yep.
He's a really cool creator as well.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Mm-hmm.
cool. Yeah, I love that you're given so many options to be drawn in here. I know a lot of people love that. Uh, so that's really cool because I feel like creators like us, or we're the smaller creators, we have those really passionate fans that love stuff like that. You don't
Mm-hmm.
see that
Mm-hmm.
really in these huge campaigns, but it's all about the fans. So giving back to them and having them immortalized in here, and that's what I like. It seems like you really carry on those characters' likenesses sometimes from issue to issue. It seems like that's what's
Mm-hmm.
going to happen, which is
Mm-hmm.
really cool as
Mm-hmm.
well. So if you guys are into that, definitely jump on there because you'll be able to pick up, multiple comics um, with yourself in there, unless you're going to get whacked, which I know a lot of people. I remember the first one you had like you put the specifics down of how they were going to die, so you,
Mm-hmm.
you was getting your eye stabbed out or something, shot in the eye. That was
Mm-hmm.
really
Well, yeah, I've actually got one guy decided to get himself drawn in twice in issue 2, so they're twin brothers in
Ah, that's perfect.
keeping it in the family there. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's no reason why you can't get drawn in twice to in more than one issue. I see and no reason for that. Why that can't happen at all. I mean, it's like, gosh, didn't you have a couple cousins in issue 2 or something?
That's perfect. Yeah, so guys, I would suggest to get the 2 cover pack because the covers are really cool. You know, one is like you said, kind of like a scene straight out of the book, right? That actually happens.
Hmm.
And then
Hmm.
the second, the Big King one, is more of like this metaphorical, her dad in the background trying to
Hmm.
protect her,
Hmm.
which I dig as well. These alt covers and 2 completely distinct styles. That's what you really need when you're gonna put 2 alternate covers out. Yeah, man, this looks great. Hopefully, we can get some eyes on it.
Hmm.
Is there anything else you wanted to add to tonight?
Yeah. Let's see here. Well, I have quite a few pages already finished, up to 10,
Yeah.
and we are, trying to. We're cruising along, and in fact, I'm going to have up to 30 pages fully inked probably by early next week. My artist just sent me the pencils today to approve, and I got to remember when I get off the show to email him back because there was a few things that I did need to chat with him about, but those will probably be inked by early next week. So it's moving along, and just like last time, I do try to. I got last time my campaign ended May 21st, and I started shipping June 16, and that's going to be the same thing this time round. So.
Nice. Yeah.
Or I'm going to try. I mean, it'll end December 18, and I will turn around and try to ship starting sometime in January. So you'll be able to get this, and
Speedy delivery. Yeah,
yeah,
for
that's kind
sure.
of how I prefer to do it. So.
Was there any cool pages you wanted to show off?
Uh yeah, let me bring up some of the ones that I've shown off before, and
Yeah.
do 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 do.
Yeah, I love the fact that your turnaround time is really good, so people are getting these in hand. Because like kind of the the theory or like what everyone strives for is getting these books out in a timely manner so you could keep up with the story and let the fans keep up with it.
Mm-hmm.
The sooner they could get these stories in hand, the better for them. They're gonna read it and love the stuff. I think Doc, are you still there, Doc? There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm here.
All right, cool.
Oh
Let's see.
wait, did I? Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, this is going to be the opening page. We're just missing some musical notes somewhere
Yeah.
up in the top, but those will be coming. And yeah, so this is the opening page, and then this here is the she was wearing a blonde wig when she came in to disguise her red
Oh
hair, and
yeah.
then she some of the mobsters start to realize it, but by then it's too late. She's just what they're reacting to here is she's just thrown out the cards, and things are about ready to
I
happen.
love the lighting scheme in here, especially
Yeah.
like nightclub scenes. Reminds me of like John Wick. You have that
Mm-hmm.
and purples and everything in the nightclub. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so then we go back about 5 days earlier. The police are hauling her in for questioning as to a couple of the mobsters who were murdered uh, uh, in issue 1,
Yeah.
that were killed in issue 1. And the police are interrogating her, and she is trying to fend off the police, and finally she gets upset and says, if I'm not under arrest, I'm out of here, and next time I'm coming with my lawyer. And yeah, the police are like, well, do you think she did it? And one of them says, she was kind of nervous, I think she's hiding something. The other one says she denied it every single time. I'm inclined to believe her. And this one is Detective Karen Smith, and she is the one who sold Jennifer the information on all the people who were all the mobsters that were involved in her dad's murder. So Karen's trying to, get
a little diversion there.
Little bit of a diversion. And here is basically, this is Marco Tessio, and the Queen of Clubs is trying to get information out of him on about Johnny, the head mobster, Johnny Ricca, his birthday party. And you can probably guess what's from the first two panels, a little bit about what's implied as to how he gets the information out of him. But he gives a tour, and then he takes off and drives to Boss Ricca's house in the city. And inside, the boss is chewing out Jack Tessio because he can't find out what's been going on with some of the mobsters who've been killed. And the guy next to Jack Tessio here to the right is one of the people who it's actually my brother who bought his way. Bought the tier where he gets drawn into into issue 2. And let's see. Yeah, this is page 6. So yeah, that's about it at this point.
Right.
We named him Pietro, and Pietro's telling Jack, I don't think you're ever going to get made now, Jack. And Jack's, well, if my hunch is right, it won't matter much after the birthday party. And then he's like, did you give her the information, Marcos? Yes, I sure hope you know what you're doing. So, yeah. Yeah, those are the first 6 pages. And, there's plenty more action to come. And, yeah, so.
Awesome, man. Yeah, that's really cool to see. Glad we were able to show that off to everybody. So, guys, again, go check out Tilth. The link is in the description. I just put it into the chat. Hop on over there, check out all the awesome art and the cool stuff you can get. And then pledge to it, because this book is going to be coming out soon. Doc has a really good turnaround time when his campaigns are over. So we got 14 days left, and let's get this funded. Yeah, and before we take off, Doc, you mind if I do an update about the Lost Pages? Because we're actually close to shipping out. Let's see here. Yeah, the Lost Pages, guys. If you haven't checked this out, please do so as well. It's also in the description below. And like I said, we are at the printers. So everything is being printed, even those Simon Bisley copies that are being printed in the UK and then shipped over to Simon so he could sign them, and then they're being shipped back to us. Check this out. We got the proof copies in. I want to show you guys the awesome cover here of the Lost Pages, Simon Bisley's beautiful art. Cool back cover with the description. This is basically what it's going to look like, and everything in there as well.
Oh, that's sweet. That is sweet.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. This one's like my favorite. It's right in the center. It's double page spread.
Nice. I like
lighting
it.
all the skeletons on fire. Yeah, this is another character that deals with cards. As you can see here, he's pulling out some cards, which enhances magic.
We've talked a little bit about doing some kind of crossover.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
Pinup, and at some point we'll have to get together on that. So.
Yeah, so he uses his nature powers to make a little flamethrower there. And then as well as the main book, if you guys haven't grabbed it, the bonus comic is available as well. And I think after we start shipping, I'm going to put a new tier on the campaign that is just the bonus comic. So those who missed out on that could pick this up. It has a double page wraparound spread by Joe Ball of all the characters in the universe so far. So that's awesome. And in here are kick-ass 4-page short stories with the new characters and the ones from the main book. So these are like really short, fun action scenes. Here's the wild card one. He fights Anubis, and you could see him. I'm sure he's got some cards up here that he pulled out.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that's a really fun, action-packed one, as well as all the other characters. So grab that tier with the bonus comic, and you'll be getting those 2 books and a poster of the main Simon Bisley cover, or you can add the bonus comic onto whatever tier you want. So yeah, check it out, guys. Both of the books are in the description. Shout out to Badger Comics in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. We're just wrapping up, but definitely go back and watch the replay here where Doc talks about everything that has to do with Tilt Part 2. Yeah. Now Tilt Part 2, I had a question. Are you able to get Tilt 1 with this campaign yet?
Yes.
Oh,
It is an add-on. I mentioned it in the description that if you haven't purchased part 1, you can. It's an add-on for like $8. I will be. And there's a special reissue cover as well. So
oh, wow.
I wanted to make sure that the people who bought issue 1 got something a little special, and there's a reissue cover for issue 1 that's part of part 2. So
that's a great idea. Yeah, everybody check this out. And we're going to be around doing streams all the time, posting up new videos. We might be a little bit lacking on that because next week we're going to be shipping all of the Lost Pages stuff, well, a lot of it. And thanks, Doc, for coming on.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. We'll definitely be following this campaign. You guys should too in the chat. Check it out, and we will see